everyone, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Meeple University on the Dice Tower. Thank you so much for joining us.
Today we'll be playing a few rounds of playthrough for Avalonia, game designed by RSU and published by Farside Games Entertainment. We're using a prototype copy here of the game, and so the rules and components may not be final.
Let's do it, Tarrant.
Hi everyone, so here we are for our pocket playthrough for Avalonia. You can see here we've got a map, we've got a desolate wasteland here, and it really is post-apocalyptic. Everyone is plague-ridden, there's only a few pure-blood humans left, and they are a traded commodity, sadly. And we will be out there trying to further our own groups, our own factions, through the trading and obtaining of these purebloods.
The theme reminds me of Mad Max a little bit because, same post-apocalyptic and just bits and pieces.
Very much so, yes. Now it does have a King Arthur theme to it as well. Here in Avalonia we've got all of these characters and King Arthur himself does appear. So this is a game of battle, it's a game of area control. Again, you can see out here over here, we each have our HQ with some starting units. So I'm here as the Raiders, I've got my 6 basic units, and Stella is the Saviours over here. And a large part of the points in this game come from controlling the areas, and controlling means having the most of your units there. Controlling the areas that contain the human hives, which are these tokens, and the pure blood traders, which are these minis. So the hives will stay static and you'll get 1 point each round when you control one. The traders are going to be moving around the board. You've got to follow them around. But they'll be worth 2 points each at the end of each round. So plenty of points on offer, and it's really all about that control and about kicking the other player out from controlling those same sorts of areas. So the game is going to be played with action cards. We'll each have a hand of action cards, and each contains 2 actions, a top and a bottom. And each round we're going to be taking 2 cards and laying them like this. So that'll give us 3 actions that we have to run from top to bottom. So a single top and then 2 bottoms. And it also tells us what turn order we're going to be in. This number here is the initiative, and that is going to dictate the turn order each round. So we'll go through those actions as we see them come up in the game. But this is the major part of the mechanics for the game. And there is also upgrades that we can get over there. Better and more powerful cards.
Indeed.
The game is a race to 30 points. It can also end early if it takes more than 8 rounds, and you'll see how the King Arthur phase works a little bit later. But if there's more than 8 King Arthur phases, then it will end early, and one player actually gets eliminated. Whoever has the most of King Arthur's minions working for them at that point will automatically lose.
That's quite tricky, and it's not really that easy to obtain them sometimes.
Indeed.
But they're quite powerful during the game.
Yes. All right, so we've got the board set up here. Now we do have to clarify here, this is the 3-player board. There is a separate board for the 2-player game, which we don't have.
It's a prototype.
This is a prototype. So we've set up the 2-player game on the 3-player board. Normally you'll find the 2-player game will be a little bit tighter than we are showing here. So we've actually picked starting spaces which aren't the recommended ones, just to try to bring us a little bit closer together so that we can show you how the game works. But yeah, this is a bigger board than you would normally have at 2 players. All right, so let's begin. So as we enter the first round, we're into the planning phase, and we each have to pick the actions we're going to take this round. So we take 2 cards, one on top of the other like so, and place them face down until everyone has chosen. Okay, we've both chosen. Now what we do is we flip over the leading card, or the top card, out of our 2. And so this will reveal 2 out of the 3 actions we'll be taking in this round. And it tells us our turn order. So we look at the initiative number here, plus here, and that will determine the turn order. So that means there's always some element of surprise because one of your actions is not visible. For the purposes of this playthrough, what we're going to do is we're going to reveal them all to you in advance so that you can see what we're building up to when we do our turns. But yeah, normally you'll only reveal the top card during this stage. So my initiative is 880 plus 2.
Mine is 410 plus 3. So 413, that means I go first. I've got the lowest initiative. So it says move 4. So I can move 4 different units, not 1 unit 4 times. So I'll move to here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I have to resolve this from top to bottom. So the second one is attack. Unfortunately, none of my units are in the same space as Tarrant's. So I'll skip that one. And the next one is to harvest. So I can only harvest in one area, which I will choose this one. I'll harvest here. So I will take this away. The pureblood.
That is the pureblood adult, yes.
Adult,
so
yes.
You've traded with the pureblood trader for one pureblood adult.
Thank you.
Who then goes into your lab to produce pureblood infants, which is the main currency of the game.
Indeed. So I've done that. And then it says to harvest. The 2 means I receive these tokens, which is the currency. 2
Yes.
infant, pureblood infant. And that is it. That's my action.
Yes, so you've spread out quickly. You've gone to spots that are worth victory points, but have spread yourself out.
Yeah, so we'll see what happened.
We'll see how that happens. How that works. All right. Now for me, I've got move 5. So I can't get left too far behind on the victory point track. I want to control some spaces here as well, which are worth a lot of points because they've got pureblood traders on them. Then with my remaining 3 actions, I am going to head towards your territory. So these 3 are all going to move up here.
Wow, dangerous there.
So that's my move action. I can't attack. And then, because I'm not in a zone with you, you can only attack other players. And then research. So the research action is how you get these new, more powerful cards from the Excalibur board. And I can take any one of the 3 right way up cards. So if we look here, Harvest 10, there's a way here of getting a lot of pure blood infant. But there's one here that is move and attack and harvest. This one lets me get units on the board really quickly. So I think
spawn.
the spawn one. So I think I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take a very combative approach to this game,
And
I think.
this card slides and the new one reveal on the left-hand side.
All right, and that takes us to the end of the action phase. Now we do the King Arthur phase. And here, what will normally happen is we'll do a blind bid to get a victory point from King Arthur and get access to one of his minions, one of those artifacts. So we each simultaneously choose how much pureblood infant we're going to bid
Now I have
and then
2,
reveal it.
you have 0.
I have nothing, so
So-
this is going to be a rather cheap one for you if you want it.
If I want to, ready? Go. Well, I know that yours is empty. There you go. So I pay only 1,
You pay 1.
and then I will get one of these. But I will first myself a point.
Yes.
Victory point. So take one of these. It doesn't matter which one. And every time one of the minions, King Arthur minions, show up, I will put one of these idols into here, King Arthur's base.
Yep, so that is one of the pureblood infants.
Yep.
Once that fills up with 8, that is one of the endgame triggers.
Indeed. So I'll put it on my base here, and I will put it in my HQ.
Yes, it must go into your HQ. I am falling behind already. So now let's move on to the cleanup phase. So the first thing that happens here is that we gain income from our labs. I have no pureblood adults in my labs, so I just generate the basic 3. You
And-
generate equal to the lowest number that has no cube next to it.
And I have 1 cube, red cube, so I generate 4.
Very good. Now we look at how much we score out on the board. So you score 1 point for a zone with a human hive, 2 points for one with a pureblood trader, 3 points for a zone with both if you control it. And controlling means having more units than any other player. So I control these two scoring zones and this one. That's going to give me 5 points.
2, 2, and 1. So that's 5 for you.
Yes.
And then for myself, it will be 2 plus 2.
No, this is a 3.
Oh, sorry. Yep, it's a 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5.
Yes.
And this one.
There's nothing in this one, but this one is worth 1.
That's right. So
6.
thank you very much. So I'm up to 7.
Yep. And this this artifact, once he gets moving, he's worth an additional point when you go into one with a pureblood trader. So they can be quite lucrative to have as long as you can keep them on the board. All right. Next, we have to move all the pureblood traders. And if we look here, this shows us how we're going to move them. So 1 step along a single arrow. So if we look at where all these are, there's all these arrows on the board, and each of these is going to move 1 step. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and I haven't moved this one, have I?
No.
Okay, so they've all moved around. You'll see that there are some that have double arrows as well, but only some of them. So if a double arrow comes up, they would move along those if there were one. And then each of them gets 1 new pureblood adult, up to a max of 3. Oops. 4 and 6. There we go.
Excellent.
So they become more lucrative to harvest with as time goes on.
Indeed. And you can see this actually comes up at the start of your round. You can see where the trader is going to go, and maybe you can plan ahead.
Indeed. So we discard the last card from there. It becomes the next movement. They're going to move a lot next time.
Yep.
3 steps. And then we replenish.
3 steps through the single line.
And to finish, we move our cards over to the past column. So we can only use each card once per 2 rounds. Can't use them on consecutive rounds. Alright, so we choose our 2 action cards as we did before.
And reveal.
And reveal. Once again, remember that normally you'll only flip the top card at this stage, but we're flipping both of them just so you can see our thought process. I've got 902 initiative.
I have 110 plus 3, 113.
Okay,
so I'll go
so
first
you go
again.
first.
So I start with harvest again. I mean, not again. I start with harvest now at 4. So I'm going to harvest there because it's more lucrative. There are 2 of these.
Yep.
So I get 2 red cubes, please. That
2
will
cubes.
increase my income. Now it is at 5.
Yes.
And I get 4 of the tokens, please. 4.
Yes. Do you have change?
I do. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And then I will, that's the spawn, sorry, that's a harvest, and then 2 spawn. So I can spawn 2 different units in my HQ, or at the moment it's my HQ because...
Yes, at the moment you can only spawn at HQ.
Yes.
You need lots of basic units out away from HQ to spawn further, and we'll show you that. We'll show you that in a little bit.
Okay. So I'm going to have to spawn here. I can spawn 2 different units. So I think I'm going to spawn this armory unit. I can see Tarrant advancing. So I have to kind of like get ready and pay 1. Now I can spawn...
4.
Sorry, it's 4. So I can spawn 2, which means the other one is 1. So I'll probably do that. So I'll pay 5. So I'll pay 4 plus 1. In total is 5.
So you spent 5, you've got an armoured unit and a basic unit.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And then I will move 2. So I will move this one and this one.
Oops.
Oops.
Dropped out of his base.
Yeah.
All right. This looks bad for my little set of basic units, actually. So we'll see what I've got here. I'm doing research again. So I'm trying to beef up my options as much as I can. So I'm going to take this card into hand. It's got move and attack. And then I do harvest. So I've got control of this one down here. So I take 2 pureblood adult. So I start to build up my track like Stella. And then I gain 2 pureblood infant.
Am I roll? Am I your role model, Tarrant?
I like what you were doing at the start there. All right, and then I can move 2 steps. It's not going to be worth it to me really to move into there. As we'll see, well, each of these does half a hit. So if I were to move 2 of them into there, it would do 1 hit. And this is an armored unit, so it would just get absorbed. And that's an automatic attack. So what I'm just going to do is consolidate some points. I'll do 1 and 2. These guys will score some points down here, and then we'll regroup up there for next round. Sorry, slide those along.
Yep.
Deal out the new one. All right, so that is my research, harvest, and move. All right. So now it's time to bid in the King Arthur phase.
Secretly. Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
Go. Oh, wow. I didn't think that you're going to bid 1. Damn it. Now I have to spend everything.
Yep. So it gives you another.
Damn it.
Gives you another one of those.
That's okay. I'll get 1 point.
So you get 1 point. Get one of those. We don't have enough of the large size base rings. So,
For the prototype. So
we'll
here you
just
go.
sort of overlap that there.
There you go.
And we put another infant on Arthur's throne. And now it's time for the cleanup phase. So our income, we both get 5. You've got no 5s, okay.
Thank you.
We got a 5. Victory points. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points.
That is good.
So I'll move up to 11.
And I only have, not much this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's it. And 6. Sorry. Yes, 6. Thank you. So
up to 14.
thank you.
So we're getting there quickly. Things are advancing very quickly. Now it's time to move the purebloods on the traders. So 3 steps. So let me try to make sure I remember where they've gone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Left.
3.
This one.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And
last one.
1, 2, 3. So a lot of them were 3 steps apart.
Yeah.
Just to even start. All right, and then we're going to add some adults in here. Oops.
Both of them will, all of them will get added because
Yes.
nothing is actually exceeding 3 because there's a maximum of 3.
5 and 1 more.
I got it here.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, I can half as good there.
Okay. We switch up the card there. So next time they're going to move on
The double arrow, once.
So we'll see that when that comes along.
And we can see already how much it will move unless somebody purchased or somebody get the card.
Yes. Now we get to pick our 2 past cards back up.
And move.
Move our other cards across. So let's pick our new cards for the planning phase. And reveal.
I mean, it only makes sense for me to try to attack you. Oh no. My initiative is 883.
I've got 452.
That's a benefit for you there. So you get to act first before you get to spawn first before I can attack you.
Which is good because I'm in quite a weak position here.
Yeah, that's
so I've used a couple of spawns to try to beef that up.
It's a good move. All right, Tarrant, take it.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is spawn 2. And I'm going to start here by spawning 2 basic units. So it's just going to cost me 2 of the pureblood infant. Now, one of them I can always spawn into HQ, and I'm going to spawn 1 into HQ. The other one I'm going to spawn up here. And to spawn someone up here, I need to have at least 2 basic units already there to spawn a basic unit. So because I only had 3 here, I couldn't spawn both of them because that would have required 4.
Yep.
But I can spawn 1 here and then another one down here. Okay, so that is my spawn 2. Then I'm doing research again. So I really want to go in for what's going to benefit me in the battle. So I'm going to grab this one here, spawn 6 and move 3. So we slide that down. And then for my next spawn 2, because I've got 4 basics here, I can now spawn 2 units here on one action because I need 2 basics per unit I spawn. So I'm going to spend 4 Pure Blood Infant. I'm going to bring my hero into play.
Excellent. That's
So this is my
move.
hero card here. Whoops. I'll take the base ring and my hero mini.
Wow,
and
it
bring
looks
it
tough.
all the way up to here.
Oh no.
And then I'll play that hero into play. Now, as an immediate once-off, I could remove an enemy or a non-hero unit from the hero zone. I'm not going to do that. But I have a counter-attack ability. So if you attack me in this zone, I get to deal 1 hit back. Which, to be honest, is going to bounce off your armoured unit.
Yeah.
But that's all right. At least it's there. And I've got 1 spawn left, so I'm going to spend 1 to bring another basic unit in here. I could put it up with the hero because I have enough basics to do that, but I think I'll create some defenses closer to HQ.
Right, now Tarrant has ruined my plan a little bit, but I'm gonna just show how it works. So I start with move 5. I'm gonna move this guy over here, this one over here for 2, and 4 and 5. So I also try to get points over here still.
Was that 5?
5.
All right. So now that can trigger a combat. So you move 3 units into this zone so you can get an attack 3 before even getting to your attack 2 card. Attack. So you've got 3 units there to attack with. The artifact does 2 hits, the armored unit does 1, and the basic does half. So you do 3.5 hits. I have no armored units, so I can't absorb any of them. So I will lose 3 units of my choice. This is going very badly for me. And then I do have a counter attack, so I generate 1 hit against you.
But
as we said, your armored
unit has got absorb 1. And that's resolve the move and the freebie attack. Now I do attack 2. So guess which units I'm gonna attack with? These 2.
Yep, so that's another 3 hits. And the same thing happens. I'm reduced down to nothing here. So this was easy come, easy go, I guess. My hero goes back on the bottom of my deck.
Sorry, Tarrant. It's better than I thought, actually. Good thing I've got those units, the absorb 1 as well.
Yes, so I've been wiped out of this zone, unfortunately.
Sorry, Tarrant. So I've got 2 spawn. I will spawn this unit again. Seems to be handy. That cost me 4, and one of the basic units, which I have to do in HQ as well.
Yes.
And that is 5. That actually leaves me to 0 currency.
Yes.
Unfortunately. But that's okay. It's probably good to spawn there.
Yep, okay. So that brings us to the Arthur phase. I know that I can win this with a single one.
No.
So I'll pay that. I get a point. Put one of the Pure Blood Infants onto the track.
And you get one of these.
And I get one of these. So I come back bigger and better and stronger with my artifact.
Hello.
And it's actually a really good place for it to be because there is a Pure Blood trader there, and I'm going to score off that. So
that's good.
How we do this? So all I control now is 1, and then 2 points for this with an extra 1 because I've got an artifact there. So I score 4 points for control.
And I do. Let's do that. This is 1 point.
Yes.
It doesn't give me any extra points because it has to be pure blood. So 1. Now this is now 3 as well.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9.
8, 9. Sorry, yes, of course. So I've got 9 points now. We're up to
23.
Thank you. So I'm a little bit worried as well because if I have 2 of these, then it's not good if I win.
If the game ends.
If the game
At
ends,
the moment, we're well on track to finish it
actually
before
true.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Now we will advance one step along the double arrows. So normally they just follow a snake path around the board, but the double arrows mixes it up. So this one follows these double arrows into here. This one doesn't have double arrows, so it heads up here. This one has no double arrows, so it heads up here. Likewise here. Likewise here. This one does have double arrows and jumps back over here. Then we add a new pureblood adult to the ones that are not full. Oops. So one here, one here, one here.
And that's it. The rest is full.
And the rest are full.
3 each.
We gain our income, which is 5 each.
Yeah, got it.
We move that card along and we pick up our hands. All right, so we are most of the way through this play, and we're going to end our pocket playthrough there. The game would end either when someone, in this case Stella, got to 30 or more points. So I would have to do some serious defense over the next round in order to stop that from happening. The game can also end, as we mentioned, if there are 8 artifacts taken from King Arthur, then the game will end immediately, and whoever has the most of them automatically loses. And then whoever has the most victory points after that player takes out the victory. So these are definitely a good way of accumulating points, but if you rush too hard on it, then that end game is going to result in a loss for you. So you know, it is a matter of balance.
And again, this is a 3-player board on a 2-player game.
Yes, this board is used at both 3 and 4 players.
That's correct, yeah.
There is a separate board that's used at 1 and 2. There are a total of 4 factions in the game. They each have a couple of their own abilities and their own sort of flavour on the starting deck. They each have their own heroes, all with their own special faction ability that's common across the 3 heroes from a faction, as well as their own sets of miniatures.
And I do like the miniatures. Although this is prototype, this is really good, as you can see here.
This one here, the huge King Arthur that looms over the game. Very nice, very nice.
I know,
piece there.
and these little minions as well, and the little units as well.
We've got my heroes here, so lovely crafted heroes for each of the factions. Here are some others from the faction we weren't showing.
This is like at the end of the theatre and everyone just show up at the front and then bowing down. This is like really details, this, you know, the pureblood, or the trader, pureblood trader. Right? See? Everyone just going to the front and then bowing. And that's our playthrough of Avalonia.
We'll put a link to the game's project page in the description below so you can check that out. And we also have a full how to play video on the Dice Tower if you want to check that out as well.
If you find this video useful, please help us by hitting that like button and subscribe to the Dice Tower if you haven't already done so.
And if you have any questions, comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below.
See you next time!